By the way, Daniel, the Rupert Murdoch tweet, tell us about that.
Well, David, I mean, just one of the premier examples of this kind of distortion and unwillingness to see the truth from the right-wing media this past week was that Rupert Murdoch, the CEO and president of News Corp, which owns Fox News and many other different right-wing outlets, including the Wall Street Journal at this point, tweeted, let's see, here's what he said. Back in U.S., what happened to global warming? London, D.C., New York seem like new ice age. Rockies, too. Well, thanks, Rupert. You really got it. And the funny thing is that he really got that elicited a pile on from people. I mean, that really, Chris Hayes took him to town and basically just said, look, all this goes to show is that you can rise to the top in this country while being very, very poorly informed. And
yeah.
I mean, it's just, and the other thing, by the way, is that in this past week, we also saw unseasonably warm weather in wintertime. We saw the weather go back to 60, 70 degrees randomly on Tuesday and Wednesday. So,
and also in Australia, for God's sake, Australia, they had to come up with a new color for their weather maps because they were having temperatures that were going above 130 degrees. He's from Australia. It's such an insult to where he's from to not recognize there are extreme temperatures all over the place just because we have a few days of cold weather, just like we're going to have a few days of super warm weather or moderate weather during the summer. I mean, that doesn't, the idea that you can somehow draw a conclusion that you can say, oh, that's proof that climate change doesn't exist because it happens to be cold when you're jetting around in your private jet and your chauffeur-driven limo and you have to step outside and it's a little bit nippy out there. Oh, gee, that must mean that climate change doesn't exist. This is the guy who's the head of a news organization. He's head of a global news platform, and this is his belief? Whew. Okay.
Shameful.
Shameful. Ashanda on Rupert Murdoch. Take Action News is going to continue after this. We'll talk a little bit with Sally Cohn on the other side of this break. You're listening and you're watching the Take Action News on We Act Radio.